Globe comes out with its Greater Boston All-Scholastic list this Sunday. It covers football, both boys and girls soccer, golf, and other sports. For student athletes, this is a big deal. Our guest here to tell us all about it is the Globe High School sports editor, Bob Holmes. Bob, thanks for coming.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
I remember Dorchester High School back in the late 80s in the all-red uniforms playing in a Super Bowl at Nickerson Field, and this year was their first Super Bowl since. I think the Bears making it that far has got to be one of the biggest local highlights.
Oh, absolutely, and especially in the context of Eastern Massachusetts when there were only 8 teams out of 200 that finished undefeated, and Dorchester was one of them. And for the Dorchester kids to make it all the way to the Super Bowl, I mean, that's about as special as it comes.
They made a good effort against the Cape Cod team.
Yeah, they did, and Cape Cod was a very good story too. They had a great season, lost just one game, played really well, great defense the entire year. Dorchester had one of the best defenses in the state, a lot of talented athletes, and Paul Moran, their coach, did a great job in organizing the group and making it all work.
I saw the game on TV. Now, we carry, of course, the Mayor's Game of the Week with Pat Flaherty and Alan Platt here, and now a guy from Latin Academy has made it onto the Globe's list. Tell us about Kyle Dance.
Kyle Dance is a good one, and we'll start with the important part, make his parents happy, and say that he's an honors student at a very difficult school. On the field, he had 24 touchdown passes this year, broke the school record, something that doesn't happen, obviously, all that often. He's a very, very talented kid, and he's got one more year to go.
And of course, you can't talk about football without mentioning head injuries. I think Boston City Councilor Steve Murphy's worked to have some new requirements around this. What does the future look like here?
The hardest part so far has been dealing with all the paperwork. It held up some of the city teams early on. There were a couple of forfeits because there's so much that you have to do, so many cross the I's or cross the T's and dot the I type things. You get past that, and it really just becomes a safety issue. We all know on multiple levels what head injuries do, and it's just so important to take care of the kids and remember that their safety is more important than anything.
I was just noticing that the other day that obviously the NFL, Goodell is thinking about going with punts instead of kickoffs to cut down the impact. Could high schools consider something like that, or what are some of the stuff they are considering?
Yeah, there was a pretty radical idea that's being floated now to get rid of kickoffs because that's when a majority of the concussions happen. Anything from the NFL that filters down, filters usually to the colleges. Massachusetts high school football plays by NCAA rules, one of only 2 states to do that. So it's very possible that soon we could be seeing that too. And you know, there's going to be a lot of extreme things. The football that you referred to, the 80s, that we all remember, may be very different going ahead just to keep the students safe.
Indeed. And speaking of these students, what does it mean to the high school kids to be covered in the same pages as the Pats and the Sox and the Bruins and the Celts? What does that mean to these kids?
Well, I hope it means a lot, and it does to us because of the first name of the newspaper is Boston. So it's very important to take care of city kids and shine the spotlight on them. Tom Brady's nice, Paul Pierce is nice with the Celtics, but the city kids are important too. And you know, the future of the newspaper, we all talk about the difficulties in getting young people to read the newspaper, but by paying attention to them and promoting their successes is one way to get them involved in the newspaper.
Oh, it sure does. I mean, they watch the stuff, and the dog throwing the losing teams off the bus, it's a Globe classic.
Yeah, it's a great thing. We enjoy covering it.
I watch, as I said, some of the games on TV, but is there some new stuff that the Globe's doing, either online or in print, that can help us follow school sports even more readily?
Yeah, well, one of the things that's been a huge project for us this fall has been the new website that we have, boston.com/BPS, for everything in the city. It's something that was funded by Suffolk Construction and kind of was born out of a series that the Globe did a few years ago on the troubles and difficulties that sports was having in Boston. And the BPS website now has, we cover boys soccer, girls soccer, we cover every sport that's played, we take pictures. It's something we've never done before, and the spotlight is just on Boston kids.
I'm glad you mentioned soccer. I'm a big fan. I hate to slight it, but All-Star was a football player. Thank you so much for being with us. The Boston Globe's high school sports editor, Bob Holmes. Up next, the Alston Brighton Report with Kanika Lau after this message.